Secret of the Mimic introduced a lot of new characters, especially when it comes to the costumes. There's ones such as the elephant mascot, the Mycelium Man, and Slingbee. For whatever reason, I've become obsessed with Slingbee and have found out every single thing there is to know about them. For such random one-off characters like these, you wouldn't really expect there to be much to talk about for them, but there is actually a good bit. Since this video is for Fnaf's 12th anniversary, I thought it'd be fitting to talk about my favorite thing to come out of the entire franchise. That, of course, being Slingbee. Slingbee is the mascot for an in-game honey brand called Slingbee Honey by Happy Bee Inc. Not much is really known about their origins other than that. In-game you can find an order form for presumably the Slingbee animatronic. This is where we get the name Happy Bee Inc. from. Slingbee has many variations in the game. As far as I know, they may have the most variations out of any character. That might actually be Mycelium Man, but I'm not sure. But I also don't really know all too much about any of the other costume characters, so... Slingbee has a total of 8 different costume variants. There's the normal Slingbee, a ladybug, a caterpillar, a foam Slingbee, and withered versions of each. There's a lot more stuff to talk about for Slingbee as a character, but I'll save it all for the fun facts portion of the video. When it comes to merch for Slingbee, there isn't all too much, but there is a good bit of info to talk about. Also, I will be going in order of release for all of these. The first ever piece of Slingbee merch is the metal poster from PAX West 2024, which was at the booth to celebrate 10 years of FNAF. This was also our first ever look at the character, being the Be Yourself poster. This is now owned by the popular animator Coda Anna, because they are, quote, good friends of people who allow you to take home the Be Yourself poster. Kinda unrelated, but they also made these 2 beautiful gifts and I thought it should be shown. Before Secret of the Mimic released, a couple of FNAF YouTubers got sent Secret of the Mimic merch boxes from Steel Studios. These included a lot of cool things, such as a poster, a letter, a Spring Bonnie bobblehead, some buttons and pins, and probably more. One of these stickers is of Slingbee, and we even see this sticker in-game. For whatever reason, the sticker has blue eyes instead of green eyes. These packages also came with a Slingbee pin of the Be Yourself poster, which actually shows a bit of an extended view. One of the only Sodom posters to be fully released is the group poster. This poster is genuinely just horrible, with characters being weirdly sized in place, and there's even 2 dollies. I don't know how that happens. Like, what was going on when making this? Who approved of this? In the top left corner, we see Slingbee. This is Slingbee's merch render, and instead of having 2 green eyes, it has 1 black eye and 1 turquoise eye. For 2026, a Secret of the Mimic calendar was released in the UK, produced by Danilo Promotions Ltd. I probably pronounced that wrong, I don't know. This calendar is genuinely amazing looking and is probably the best FNAF calendar to ever be released. Each page has a different character featured, but they also have different unique backgrounds that are made of different posters, signs, and more seen throughout the game. Slingbee has his own page, once again using the merch render, but because of the backgrounds, there are a total of 8 different pages featuring Slingbee. The last piece of merch is the 2027 calendar, which this time is in the US. This one is much more boring compared to the previous UK one, with the backgrounds all being an empty dark room with a checkered floor. One of the pages, of course, features Slingbee. Something interesting about the full pages that have been seen so far is that there is a faded picture related to the character on the part that shows the days of the month. I'm assuming that the final thing will have art from one of the Slingbee posters featured there for his page. One last thing for it is that the front cover has the Be Yourself poster faded on the right side of Jackie. Something cool I found while writing the script is that apparently in a Dawko livestream, he confirmed there will be a pin of Slingbee eventually. A while ago I made a pin concept of Slingbee on a swing, but with chains being the rope so that it can actually move. I'm hoping this is what this pin will be. A Jazzwares merch idea I have for Slingbee is a World of Figure 4-pack that has Slingbee, Ladybug, Caterpillar, and Foam Slingbee. And then there could be a 2-pack like BB and Crying Child, but of Blue Bee and Red Bee. Also, a playset of the Welcome Show could come with a Slingbee that actually has a movable swing. A Slingbee plush would also be really cool. Another merch concept idea I have is a game-accurate Slingbee plush, which I'll explain a bit more later. Random facts. One of the many collectibles you can get in the game is the golden Slingbee honey bottle. A cool detail is that the stinger of it is where the honey comes out of. On the Slingbee order form, a good bit of info about them is revealed. The requested detail part of it is for him to have a charming smile. In the retail showroom, you can find thousands of Slingbee dolls on the shelves, as well as some Slingbee hats of the flower crown and antennas. Those hats are also seen being worn by some of the mannequins in the game. When in the Stories Time showroom, there seems to be a much higher chance for rare costumes to spawn. That includes Ladybug and Caterpillar. Around the factory, you can find lots of different foods and candies of the mascot characters. One of these many foods is Swingbee's Baubles. On the back of the packaging, you can see that it was made by MCM instead of Happy Bee Inc. I'm not really sure as to why this is the case, but I thought it should be pointed out. The Swingbee head shown on the packaging has light purple cheeks instead of the normal orange. Back to the order form. The time that the Swingbee costumes were commissioned and then picked up is from the end of 1974 to the beginning of 1975. On this poster thingy, you can see that the net earnings of MCM dropped significantly around 1974 to 1975, which is around the time the Swingbee costumes were made and all the promotion for him went into effect. That means that Swingbee may have been one of the many reasons MCM failed. On the Welcome Show computer, one of the things listed to be fixed is for Swingbee, since he keeps shortening out every third show. This is the only time Swingbee's gender is ever said. In the room where you get the executive permission upgrade, there is a locker that has a dead body wearing a Swingbee head. All the different dead bodies that have costumes on had their costumes specifically chosen by Mimic. The reason this worker has a Swingbee costume on is because they made it the farthest out of their group, being labeled as a busy bee. In this ad, we actually get to see their death, as Mimic comes up to them in the Swingbee costume and puts the mask on the worker. There are two different alternate variations for the Swingbee animatronic. One is a red Swingbee, and the other is a blue Swingbee. The red one can be found at least 2 times in the factory. For example, you can find him in that one Captain Springlock area where M2 waves at you in the Sharpay costume. The blue Swingbee can only be found 1 time throughout the entire factory, which is right after that previous section mentioned. On a platform which you can't get to, you can see blue Swingbee chilling there while sitting on the box. In the doll hospital, you can find a lot of the legs and heads to the normal Swingbee animatronic, the blue Swingbee, and the red Swingbee. Also, something I thought I should just throw in with this fact, the 3 different Swingbee color variations represent the 3 primary colors. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I thought it was a cool detail. These 3 Swingbees are all missing their flower crowns. However, in the files you can find the flower crowns that go with each of these, and the pistils for the 3 of them are the colors that correspond to the respective colored bee. Swingbee has yellow, blue bee has blue, red bee has red. There's been a good amount of fan content relating to Swingbee, so I thought I'd share the stuff that sticks out to me the most. Right back onto the topic of blue Swingbee, there's a Twitter user that goes by the name F20876, otherwise known as VHS, who spreads lots of blue Swingbee propaganda. I think their posts about it are quite interesting, so I'm just gonna go through some of them. First of all, there's this really cool render of blue Swingbee as a costume. If anybody can make a ragdoll of that in Gmod, that would be greatly appreciated. There's this post being the first teaser to the upcoming Secret of the Mimic DLC called Secret of the Blue Swingbee Part 1. Something shared by Legend28, Legend with 2 E's on the second E, is that there is a secret text log next to a blue Swingbee that reads,
"Hello, I am the blue Swingbee. I like to swing and play. I begin 20 infant babies."
This, of course, is a hoax, as blue Swingbee would never do such a thing. This post reads, "Where are my purple hedgehog Hudgy X blue Swingbee shippers at?" I don't really like this ship, but you know, do whatever you want. I much rather prefer Swingbee X Ladybug. The last final thing is blue Swingbee propaganda in the Big 26. There are a couple of cool Swingbee plush concepts that have been made, so here's a couple of them. There's this one from Swifty, this one from Circus Baby Productions, and this one from Ryan Anderson's YouTube channel. That's the name of their YouTube channel. The name of their channel is Ryan Anderson's YouTube channel. It's an interesting name. Here are some drawings of Jazzware's plush concepts of Swingbee. There's this one from Liftoff, this one from William Afton in the Galaxy Gamer Discord server, and then this one from me. Something pretty cool is that I showed my Swingbee plush concept to one of the people who designs the Fnaf Jazzwares plushies, and they thought it was cute. This one isn't a plush, but I thought I should mention it, so here's a cool mystery mini concept of Swingbee from owl_AF on Instagram. Owl is spelled O-W-L-L-E. Around when all there was of Swingbee was just a poster at PAX West, a couple of fan models were made based off of it, as well as a couple of fan-made names. For the names, there seems to be Emily the Bee, Beatrice, Barry B. Benson, and Funky Tom. After a bit of research, it seems that Funky Tom was originally used for Jackie, but I'm not completely sure about that. Also, another thing I would like to mention that was speculated before release is that some people thought that the power puzzles were linked to Swingbee due to the pieces all together looking like a honeycomb. I think people also thought that the lava was honey. These are all the fan-made models of Swingbee that I've found, in no particular order. There's this one from That One Fat Parrot, this one by Burgerman1983, this one by Follow-14, this one by Grayson Winston 1, And lastly, my favorite of them all, being this one by I don't know underscore LOL87. This one came after release, but I would like to mention the FNAF World model by Living Corpse. From Vomited Thoughts is this silly swing bee animatronic that sits on an electrically powered moving swing and also kicks its legs. This person has also made a real-life Mimic, a Funtime Freddy and Bonbon, and much more cool things, so I definitely recommend checking out their channel. Lastly is this amazing swing bee cosplay from Reddit user Funtime Foxy Party 8. I think this cosplay is very good and very well made. Now, throughout this entire video, you may have been wondering as to why I like Swing Bee so much. They are my favorite FNAF character and even my favorite thing in the entire world. But why is that the case? Well, to be completely honest, I'm not exactly sure. I know that probably sounds very stupid, but I genuinely just don't know the reason. I find the character very cool, joyous, interesting, and whimsical. The strange thing though is that I don't even like bees all too much in real life, and I hate the taste of honey. For whatever reason, Swing Bee just makes me very happy, and I love to see more content come out about them. Not really sure what else to say, so that's all for the video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. That's all, so bye bye!